Parlay, John.
Break it up, men, but it's time to change the subject for just about 60 seconds.
Hello, everybody. We are live right here in the rat hole. Welcome, racers. Welcome, racers. That's right. I'm playing Joyride. Joyride the next gen. Joyride Duel. This is the two-player version, completely compatible with regular Joyride, but intended for two players, so it's a little bit more affordable, a little more accessible to get into people's hands. Now, I need to start somewhere else, though, because I've had messages asking me this. Obviously, I've been gone for the last couple of weeks. I was off at the Quad Ball Canada National Championships, formerly known as Quidditch, and people are asking, how did you do? How'd you do? How'd you do? Came out with a silver. Came out less than 1 second from a gold. The last shot was disallowed on time. Last goal was disallowed on time. A normal goal is 10 points. We lost by 5 points. We thought we were up by 5 points. We were actually down by 5 points. And that last goal it was the difference between gold and silver. It happens. That's sports, folks. That people wanted to know, so there you go. Ooh, fancy. Ooh, as I trip on things. We'll just put that over there. Welcome, though. That's not why we're here. We are, of course, here for Joyride. I got to play this before I left and played it terribly. It was awful. Not the game. My play was awful. But I have since managed to play it, so that's good, and get some of those rules fine tuned. So let's just switch this around, and we'll come over here, and we switch to this. That's the inside of the box. So I've got this all set up. I've got this set up with a slightly different race than I did last time. Last time I did the starter race. This race is called... I forget what this race is called. This track is School Reunion is what this track is called. Still taking place on Risky Pete's School of Delinquent Drivers map. There is a map on the other side, but I haven't played through all of these maps, so why not do at least one more day of this? I am also going to be playing this, as I said earlier, or I didn't say, but I said in the description, as a two-player game. I'm playing it by myself. It is fairly simple to do that with. It is a racing game, so it is a little bit easier to two-hand it. I'm going to use the symbols over here as opposed to the race car side because it is a little easier to spot, I think. Maybe not. Yeah. Ever so slightly just on the initiative tracker to see on camera, but only slightly if I actually show it. The electric has that logo, and that's the car. And we're going to start by placing him up right here. I did do that earlier. It is not refocusing. That's fine because I got to bring this up. That's the learner, the L. And we're going to put that right there. Now to start the game, this track starts with 2 damage, which I will assign in a moment. Everybody starts in second gear. So I actually roll 2 dice apiece and move that many spaces ahead to really start the game. So both are going to go 5 straight forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These now go onto my dashboard, onto the rear view mirror. Now I have to assign damage. I'm not going to do 5th gear, and I'm only going to lock for both of these. I'm doing the same thing. I'm locking. I'm putting the damage on 5th gear, so I can't use it, and I can't lock more than 3 dice. That's how that is going to go. And now the main game. So this does have, again, you probably can't see it's too small. The turn sequence here is, let's see if I got it on this. In the start phase, there we go. Make sure everything is on your mirror that's supposed to be there. You can lock in things as a movement. You can then shift gears. You can roll for more movement. And then your end phase returns all of that to your mirror, keeping it all the same. So, please, if make sure you can hear me. If you can't hear me, please say something. Let's get going, shall we? Initiative right now, White has the higher initiative, so I'll assign them first, but I'm going to just go ahead and roll these together. So I should not have rolled these together. They had a 3 and a 2 each. I skipped a phase. I skipped the lock phase. They each had a 3 and a 2. So I want to lock in my 2 for white. I'll get to roll this 3 in a minute. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to actually turn. So to turn, I'd move, instead of moving into that space, I move into the one to the left or the right. Moving to the left would just smash into that and go nowhere near the first checkpoint. I want to go a little bit wider with the learner, so I'm going to go up 3. But we are going to go turn 1, 2, 3. They have gone through the checkpoint first. You can see that they have crossed the pane of that. Let's just zoom in here just a little. Zoom in even more a little bit. I'm going to leave it right about there for now, just to make life easier coming around. So now I'm going to roll the dice, the remaining dice. I could shift if I want. I'm not shifting on either of these cars. So I got a 1 and a 3. Well, that sucks. So he's going to move 1. He's going to move. And because I'm in second gear, I can move twice in a turn. If I was in a higher gear, I'd only be able to do it once. But I have to do it first. So I have to decide. I can go 1, 2, 3. So you can see pink is ahead now. Now these go back onto the appropriate dashboards. I'll just slide a little bit farther over there so you can see that. And then we go back to the beginning. Everything's there. There's nothing to do that I currently have to do in the start phase. There are abilities that might be usable. So I now have the opportunity to lock in dice again. I'm going to lock in my 2 for the electric. So again, we're going to go 1, 2. We're just barely squeaking around this black barrier here. So it's a tight turn here. And I will similarly lock in a 3 for the learner. 1, 2, 3. And then I roll the other 2 dice. Or whatever dice I have, each of these players has remaining 1 piece. Again, if I wanted to shift, I would shift before I roll. I'm going to keep it in second gear for the moment. They now have to make it all the way across from here down to here. It does not matter. Ooh. It does not actually matter which way they cross through that spot, and then they have to hairpin around or not, and that's your finishing. Both of my cars have actually gone through here, and I forgot to give myself a item. So let's take a look what I've got here. For pink, because they crossed first, he got a flashbang. I'll explain what these do when I use them. And the electric also got a flashbang. There are tiles that show what they know. What the heck? I'll just do it now. Put this on the lock dice slots of the car it hits. If it hits a barrier, choose one adjacent car. That car must skip the lock step on their next turn. The wording on this tile is terrible. It is different than the wording in the actual thingamabobber. You know, the thingamabobber. The rule book. I am going to just make a quick change to my setup. If something goes sideways, please tell me. There we go. So I just wanted to change how my power setup was. I got it again with these new microphone, new cameras, all equals new setup. So I don't remember if I rolled these or didn't. I think I did because I did. They are different numbers. So 1 and 1, 2, and we are back to the to this phase. Bleh, to the start. It's fairly simple. Now, I'm going to just so we can see how I do it. I'm going to throw down and throw my flashbang into this car. It'll hit it. It's straight through. So I'm going to take that flashbang. I'm going to put it on top of the locks. And keep getting dinged with that same message. That's interesting. So he's not going to get one. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to reread this because again, they're different. Oh, I apparently splooshed. Get that little. I don't remember which of the two thingies they're in. Explosions, items, dropped items, activated items. Here we go. They're on the race guide. There's 2 books. There's one that's your basic rules, one that's your race guide. So flashbang. When the affected player next takes a lock move, they must choose how many dice they're locking, roll them, and move that many spaces, then remove the flashbang. If they do not take a lock move, the flashbang remains in place until they do. If the flashbang hits a barrier and multiple cars are adjacent, choose which one the flashbang affects. So again, these are not the same writings. As pink, I can either not, it's going to sit there until I do something. But I can't just lock one of these 2 dice. I have to roll it first. So I'm going to lock 1 die. No, you know what? I'm going to lock both of them. Why? Because I can. So I have to roll both of them anyway. It's a 3. That is not an ideal number of moves. 1, 2, 3. Really, I would have liked to have gotten a 6 and gotten all the way up to here. But I did not. I should have actually moved him first because he does have the additional. So we're going to lock in the 2 again. And we're going to go 1, 2. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be an interesting way to do this. We're just going to slide this over so we can see better. Now he gets to roll. And also a 1. Again, he's in second gear, so he's going to turn and move 1. That ends that phase. Bring it back to the start. Nothing's there. I'm going to take a drink of coffee. I do enjoy this particular mug. Not hyping the brand, but this is a wine company, Yellowtail. And I got this coffee mug literally decades ago. And a giant coffee mug that's labeled as wine is just, I like that. I appreciate that. I'm not even a wine drinker. That brand aside, I'm just not a wine drinker. So it's really kind of hilarious that I have that. All right. So I'm going to lock in. We're back to the beginning where we lock things in. I am not going to lock either. No, I'm just going to lock in the 2 on him, and he's going to go straight for that. I'm going to lock in the 2 here. 1, 2. Because that gets me to where I can start turning and aiming for this checkpoint, right? I wonder. I'm just curious. Can I do... No, I can't. Okay. Sorry, there was something just popped up on my thing, my StreamYard. They've got a new where the present button is, and I'm like, I wonder if it now has a second present for cameras. Not that it's relevant, but it's there. All right. So we've moved, we've shifted, we did not shift. We've rolled, and our turn. So these all come back to the windshield. I'm going to, again, lock my 2. These dice only go up to 3, so 2 is not bad. And we're going to go 1, 2, and I'm going to lock the 2 here as well. 1, 2. We are headed towards a collision of magnitude. Love the look of this game. Me too, Mel. Like that was the selling point on this game. Was the look of it. I love this straight top down look and feel. I depending on where this game ends, I'm gonna do one more of these possibly, because I do also have the Joyride expansion, which brings in some extra stuff. So I want to bring that in to play. I may also bring this out for RPG-a-thon, where I'll be streaming one weekend, and Mel's Board Game Room will be streaming the other weekend. That is not that we're taking turns so much as I'm not available for one weekend. She's not available for one weekend. So we're just going to split the 2 weekends. But you can check out RPG-a-thon at rpgathon.com, I believe. That is in mid to late July. So we still got a little bit of time there for that. All right. So that was our lock phase. I'm going to roll both of these. So a 2 and a 1. Not great. 1. 1, 2. And that ends. Again, I haven't wanted to shift because I'm keeping things very tight in here. If I shift up to 3rd gear, I only get 1 steer. Plus, I only get 1 opportunity, or I get 1 more dice. So I get to go faster, but I have less control. And right now, I need the control. Again, we get to choose what we're doing. Now, here's the issue. We're about to head-on collide. Now, this is probably not going to be an issue. It's going to be interesting is what it's going to be. I'm going to... It's going to mess everything up, and I love that. So let's do that. We're going to go ahead, lock in the 2 for the electric. 1, 2. Nothing has happened yet. I have 2 2s over here for the learner, which means I can move forward to here, which is not great. I can turn, which would put me right here and going this way. So I would actually push that car out of the way. And it puts him in facing the wrong direction. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to lock in one of the 2s. And we're going to turn. 1, 2. No damage on a side. That's considered a side swipe. So there's no damage incurred there. I just push you out of the way. Now we decide if we want to do any shifting. Again, not going to shift. Roll a 3 and a 1. So, because I'm still in second gear, I can turn. I basically just let pink turn me a whole whack. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And 1. Now, again, I should have taken items, so we're going to do that now. I didn't really shuffle these up very well, so I just got them in this tube. For the learner, we've got a mine. And I forget what, I think it's a drone. So, delivery drone moves from the front of your car in a straight line in any direction. When it hits a car or a barrier, it explodes. In the mine, if you enter the space of a mine, it explodes. So, we're about to have a whole bunch of explosions, is what I'm saying here. Because I'm going to use, both of these are going to get used right now. Pink is right hot on my tail, so I'm definitely dropping that mine right there. That is almost impossible. It is not impossible to avoid. I can turn to here going the wrong direction. I can't turn here because in order to do that, it would turn me facing into this barrier. Just as bad as an explosion. Meanwhile, this is going to fly forward and explode. So let's explain damage. When something explodes. Explosions. Abilities. Collisions. Damage. I think explosion is just straight damage. We're going to double check. Explosions. There we go. Car in the space that explodes takes 1 damage and shifts down 1 gear until the end of the current turn. Any car in an adjacent space takes damage. They're not. Any item in a space that's adjacent takes 1 damage, removing it from the game. So this is important. If I shoot this, by shooting this, it's going to explode this. So let's do this in order. This gets dropped. Initiative says he drops first. So he drops. Fires this. 1 damage. I put this damage token on the car. I'll assign it at the end. This also gets damaged, which does another damage to the adjacent cars. So, boom, boom, and gets removed. I could not reasonably avoid that mine. I could, but it would put me at least 1 to 2 rounds behind white. It's just not functional. So take the damage. And both cars have had to shift down to first gear, which means we lose a die. Which means neither of us get a roll phase because we both locked in dice. Easy, easy. End phase. So the locked values come off. I now have to assign these damage cubes. So I'm just going to pull this over here because it's... no, I can swing it over. The advantage of having a moving camera. So I have this here. Damage I have to do. I'm not going to get to 4th gear. We've already established that, so I'm going to go ahead and put it there. Now I've got 2 damage I have to assign to the electric. One of them is going to go there. And the other one's going to go over to my locked dice. I could also place damage on the items. I don't think I want to do that yet, but I don't. It's less common on this sort of a track to want to lock more than 2 dice. I have not, again, I haven't gone into 3rd gear at all, which means I only have 2 dice I could potentially lock, full stop. So that's how we're going to do that. Meanwhile, this is what we're looking at. Welcome everybody. If you're just joining us, we are playing Joyride from Rebellion Unplugged. I appreciate you joining me. If you have not already signed up, please consider subscribing over at youtube.com/therathole.ca. And so I only have 1 gear. Or one die at this time. Both at a 2. White still has the initiative. I've not had to use any of my special abilities, which is kind of interesting, because the last game I played, I had to use it a lot. And the last game that I showed you guys here on the internets, I didn't use them at all. Like, I just didn't even put them out. And they would have saved me a whole lot of damage and a whole lot of grief. But they've not been terribly useful thus far in this game. Although I could ramp up a little bit to using Gearmaster if I wanted, and I might. So we're going to start by locking in my 2. Once again, we're going to turn 1, 2. I don't want... I am going to shift up when I get to that turn. I'm just going to combine that now and shift up. So I'll be rolling in a minute. Again, I will lock my 2. 1, 2. Shift up back into 2nd gear. So I will also have a roll. That, again, shift is its own... Technically, shift is its own phase. But it's an easy phase to combine. That had interference. I'm going to roll that again. 2. So we're going to go ahead. 1, and we're going to go 1, 2. End phase. Unlock those dice. They stay at that value. Back to the starting phase. I will... 6. I'm not going to lock. Yeah, I'll lock my 2 because that'll get me through. 1, 2. That has put me through this. So you can see this is the finish line. I still technically have another lap to go, so I am going to go ahead and do that. Technically, it's a 3 lap, so I actually have 2 more laps to go. We'll see if I do that. I'll make that decision at the end of the 2nd lap. I have some time. I do have a busy day, but I wanted to get this done. I just need to do a couple of other things that need to get done without my attention, immediate attention. Okay. Lock the 2. We go 1, 2. I'm not going to shift up yet. Probably going to shift up as soon as I get turned around on either of these. Roll a 3 and a 2. So 3. can't actually turn yet. So 1, 2, 3. And the 2. One, 2. Both have crossed. Neither one gets. They don't get items on the finish line. There are versions where you might, but not on this particular track. So, end of phase. Now, we will lock and move. 1, 2. Lock the 2, not the 3. And I'm just going to read this real quick. I'm going to lock in a 2, and I'm going to use my handbrake turn. So this is one of the things that I skipped in the last game completely, are these abilities. On my next steer, changes directions by 2 spaces instead of just 1. So I flipped that over to show that it's no longer used. So I went ahead by 1, 2. That's the end of the lock phase. I'm now going to shift up into 3rd gear on Pink. I'm not going to for him because he needs another steer no matter what. There was no way he could get around that. So we're going to go ahead and he gets an extra die. So we roll these dice. 5 and a 3, but he's going to be turning. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that changes things a lot because they have to go through this gate next. So that is a huge difference in options and opportunities. Once again, just a quick thank you to everybody who's joining me. If you've not previously subscribed, please consider subscribing to the youtube.com/theratthole DOTCA. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, so we are playing Joyride Duel. This is the 2-player version. It's not really it is 0 difference from regular. They may as well not have called it Duel. They just called it Duel to remind people that this is only 2 players. Whereas the full-sized version, I think, comes with 6. Certainly 4, I think 6. So we're going to take a look at this. Now, when I shifted up into 3rd, the initiative actually changed. So initiative is now with Pink, with the learner car. I can lock in 1, and then I have to decide what I'm going to do. I'm going to shift down is what I'm going to do. But we're going to lock the 2. We're going to go 1, 2. Shift down, which again, if you're new, shifting down is its own unique phase, but I'm just going to combine it. Lock my 2. Lock my 3 this time. Because he needs the extra space. 1, 2, 3. And even though I've rolled, so initiative, unless he comes up, initiative will remain Pink first. 1. 1, 1, 2. There's not much I can do about any of this. All right, so that ends that. Let's. Do I want to lock in as we've rolled back around to the beginning here? 1, 2 will get me an item. Guaranteed. Let's do that. Lock, move. I'm going to do this in appropriate order because it makes a difference. And he gets a item at the end of this. So we're just going to reach over here. I'm not going to bring it on camera. An oil slick. So this could be interesting. I'm going to drop it right away. I've gained it. I've dropped it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, do I want to drop it right away? Yeah, I do. Because he has to turn into that, which is going to screw things up royally for him. All right. So an oil slick. We will look at the thing here. If you move out of this space on your turn, you must immediately steer and cannot steer again this turn. So it does nothing when you go in, but when you go out, it messes with your steering. So we're going to roll. Only a 1. Well, that's not actually helpful. 1. So he's moved into the oil slick. But again, into the oil slick means very little. It's when you move out of the oil slick that it makes a difference. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here. Why? Because, I can. And then, so that's that. And then I got a 2 for pink, who is going to turn 1, 2. And then we get back to the first phase. Now, this is going to be interesting. This is where the knowing the rules and how to use things to your advantage is to your advantage. Had I used a different method, had white rolled more than a 1, this would have made a bigger difference. It's kind of almost to his benefit over here because he wants to make a tight turn here. So I'm going to go ahead, hit the 3. I must immediately steer and can't steer again. So we go 1. I've left 2, 3. I get an item. Item is an oil slick. I really need to have like a bag or something I can put those in. And so that was the lock. He can't steer again. 1, 2. I'm going to shift up. Both of my guys are going to shift up into third gear. Especially since white can't steer a second time anyway because of that oil slick. I don't remember if the oil slick goes away after. I'm going to say the oil slick stays. Because why wouldn't it? It didn't explode. It just causes grief. So we'll do that. We're going to roll these. 5 and a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. which will give an item. And the item is going to be a drone. Double check if that flashbang will work backwards. Doesn't matter. And 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So not enough to catch that. I want to double check the delivery drone. So I can only do it for my front arc. The flashbang. I don't know if I can fire the flashbang backwards. I'm going to assume no. I'm going to say fired is probably from the front. All right. Oh, wait, it's activated. Yeah, so that's my guess. All right. Sorry about that. So there's that. So we're both in third gear. We both shifted up at the same time, which means initiative doesn't actually change. Technically, Pink did first. It's all the same phase, though. And now we can choose to lock. I will lock the 2. 1, 2. I will lock a 3. 1, 2, 3. He now gets an item. It's a mine. So he kind of needs to get up in front before he can do anything useful with either of those. They're both dropped items. If you're thinking Mario Kart, think of their banana peels. You got to drop them somewhere useful, or they're kind of not useful. Shift down, shift down. So initiative doesn't change because both of these need. Oh well, he doesn't need a steer, does he? He just came straight. But this is really tight. It's really tight. I think I'm better off to shift down without a lot of doubt there. So we're gonna take one of these away and roll. 2 and a 3. All right. So he has first, so he's gonna go 1, 2, and 1. Here's where things get fun now. 2, 3. He's now completely reversed from where he just was. Keep in mind, they have to make it through this gate right here to really be useful. I'm going to now drop a mine in my rear arc. Because again, but initiative doesn't change, so I'm going to take damage too. So I should actually know. I'll drop the oil slick. I'll probably drop the mine after the next turn here. So well, I guess I'll lock it 2. 1. That actually helps him. That hurts me. Well, don't have a lot of choices here. 1, 2. And I've already used the hand. He's already used his handbrake turn, so he can't do much there. He's going to win this second lap, kind of without a doubt. I probably won't do a third lap. Just thinking here. I probably won't. I might, but I kind of doubt it. And all right, so now, oh, he shifted down. He did not have that die. Oh wait, no, he goes. I lock it. 1, 2, 3. That was the lock. Roll. Oh, that was his. Not 1, 2, 3. That's his lock. 1. Now I do technically get to shift here, so I'm actually going to shift down into first gear. He doesn't get anything. Do I want to back up? Kind of need to. So we're gonna. So he gets nothing. He gets 2. He goes 1, 2. And drops the mine right here. Now he has the option of going around all of this and coming through. And if I was going to do a third lap, that would be realistic. It's not, because I'm not going to do that. I will lock my 2, back up 1, 2. And lock my 3. 1, 2, 3. And that is going to be a win for me. I mean, it's going to be a win for me either way. Let's. We're doing a two-handed here. It was either I was going to win or I was going to win. There's not a lot of options there. Now, in theory, as I said, I should do a third thing of that, but I have other stuff I have to get done today. We are getting close to an hour. Keeping in mind, when I say we're almost at an hour, I've been yapping. This plays faster than what I've been playing, because you wouldn't have to explain necessarily everything that you're doing. I really did enjoy this. I love this game. I'm going to do it at least one more time with a different map. That will not happen until Tuesday, ? I don't really know. My schedule for this next week just went to absolute. So I have no idea when I'll be back with you guys again. I'm going to leave this set up. I'm also getting some other equipment delivered later today, which I won't be around for. So I'll get that collected and see. I'll have to test to see what that works, and that will also determine what my next stream is. But until then, thank you very much to Rebellion Unplugged for this copy of Joyride. Joyride Duel Next Gen. Thank you for this. I'm loving it. I really would like to do more with this, so hopefully I'll get more come summer and be able to do a bigger version of this same kind of a stream. Next time I play this, I will be bringing in the Unleashed expansion, which gives you a new car, a new item with a gum trap, and a new hazard, the Beetle Gator that moves around the board. So I'm super excited to do that next time around. I'll also do a different board that has different elements and does different chaos. But other than that, Until next time, whenever that next time may be, good gaming and goodbye.